So if Line 5 is closed down by the governor of Michigan, that means oil and gas from Alberta is not going down to Sarnia, and it does not get to the markets in eastern Canada. So if that happens, what happens to Canada? We don't have any jet fuel at Pearson Airport and heating and gasoline. Michael Diamond is a very successful political consultant, and he joins me right now because I want to know, what about the rest of Canada if this is closed down by those terrible Democrats in the United States?
Look, it's
freeze?
It's obviously going to be a bad thing if it is closed down. It's going to have bad ramifications for the economy in the Great Lake region on both sides of the border.
But beyond that, gas and oil?
But beyond that, we need to actually have a national conversation about how do we, in Canada, have there's all this talk about an energy-independent North America. Let's start with an energy-independent Canada. There is no need for us to be importing oil and gas into Canada. We have the greatest, cleanest, most ethical source of energy in Alberta. Let's use that across the country. Let's use that to fuel the economy across the country.
Yeah, because we import shiploads of oil from Saudi Arabia and pay a lot of money. Saudi Arabia and Alberta, they're just dying for that money. So this is going to force the Prime Minister, as you say, have a national conversation, but I mean, we're going to need a pipeline. To have a pipeline, east-west pipeline, in Canada, which we probably should have had 100 years ago.
We should have had it, maybe not quite 100 years ago, but much more. It should have been a conversation that was settled before today, absolutely, and I think it's one that hopefully will settle soon, because we're gonna need the energy. That's going to be important. It's good for Canada. What's good for Alberta is good for all of Canada. It's going to be good for jobs in every province.
Something that's not said often enough, is it?
It's not. There's a lot of provinces. There's a lot of provinces. I mean, I'm not thinking of one in particular, but where they are having subsidized childcare paid for by Alberta taxpayers, essentially through transfer payments. It's time that we allow Alberta's economy to take off and create jobs across Canada.
So what is that going to take? I mean, there is a certain province called Quebec. It doesn't want a pipeline across it, but it also wants gas and oil. It wants propane.
Yeah, and
it's a cold province.
And it wants the benefits that all of Canada gets from Alberta's traditional economic prowess to help subsidize their programs and their spending. So it's time that all of Canada allows Alberta to prosper.
So is it also time for the rest of Eastern Canada to have oil and gas from Alberta? So this could be the golden period for Canada, where we have a pipeline and we are self-sufficient?
Look, if the governor of Michigan is going to get her way, let's turn this into an opportunity for Canada to be energy independent, to ease ourselves off of oil from OPEC states where they have terrible, oppressive regimes on against human rights and non-democratic. It's time that we can use this oil from Canada that supports good jobs in Canada, supports the Canadian economy, the Canadian tax base.
Michael Diamond, thank you very much. I hope that the great feminist in Ottawa, our Prime Minister, listens to that one. 3 minutes. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, recently stood up in the House of Commons and prefaced his remarks by saying, "And we will only work from the facts," quote, unquote, and then proceeded to lie by saying Britain was in a horrible, horrible third wave, trying to show, in fact, that Canada was not the worst in the world. Britain, though, had vaccines. Canada did not. And this was not reported in the mainstream Canadian media, the media paid for by Justin Trudeau. All of which, I'm telling you, is that it's important to have this 3-minute interview. Please subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe, and press that PayPal thing so we can continue on to bring you the news you otherwise might not know.